Okay, so now I'm going to answer questions related to the poem, which are questions 4 to 7. Alright, so the first question is, in William Wordsworth's poem, We Are Seven, how does the author create eeriness at the beginning of the poem? Do you find this approach effective? The sense of eeriness is found in the mysterious lines of the first stanza. I found this was where I was most strong because of the first impression, basically. It begins with a simple child in line 1 and ends in line 4 with, what should it know of death? Children are typically not really associated with death. Usually they're associated with youth and life. I just found even nowadays they never really reference children to death, or in movies they never really show children dying or anything. So it is very sensitive topic, I guess. Yes, it really grabs the reader's attention. I thought it really did, because it made me want to read more about what he had to say about this topic. By ending with a question, it captures the reader's attention because the reader knows the poet will answer this question for us. Okay, so what are the author and the young girl in the poem discussing? Where are her siblings? The author and the little girl are discussing the whereabouts of her siblings. Some of them are away, but she says that 2 of us at Conway dwell, and 2 are gone to sea. So some of them are away, and yeah. She continues with, 2 of us in the churchyard lay, my sister and my brother. 21 and 20. That's lines 21 and 22. So basically when she's saying they're lying in the churchyard, she means they're dead. Although she says this, she insists that she is still among 7 children. Look at the year this poem was written. Does the time period have any significance on why the young girl had 2 siblings die? Okay, so the poem was written in 1798, and I didn't really know the age of the kids. I imagine they were quite young, but because there were 7 of them, they could have been born however many years apart. But when I was reading about like children and like the rate of death and stuff like that, the thing I got most was on infant mortality and how high it was. About a quarter of all babies died before their first birthday. And this was in Europe, because I know that, because I looked it up, and William Wordsworth was English, so Europe. A lot of babies in the 1800s died because the European women believed that breastfeeding was bad, and because the children didn't get breastfed, this would cause them to die before their first year. This was a really leading cause of it. Other leading causes could, if you didn't have a lot of money or something like that, getting sick, you wouldn't be able to afford medicine, that kind of stuff. They don't have that kind of care like they do nowadays. So I wouldn't be surprised if the woman had a lot of children and then some of them died. She had a lot of children because she knew some of them would die. I know that was a really big thing back then. Okay, so look at how is rhythm created in the poem as you read each line, and how many lines were in each stanza? Alright, so We Are Seven features an A-B-A-B rhythm. There are 7 verses with 4 lines in each, so I'm just going to read a couple examples. Well, every single stanza is an example, but... Alright, she had rustic woodland air, and she was wildly clad. Her eyes were very fair and very fair. She had rustic woodland air, and she was wildly clad. Her eyes were fair and very fair. Her beauty made me glad. So that features an A-B-A-B rhythm. The last word on the first sentence rhymes with the last word on the third sentence, and the second word on the second sentence rhymes with the last word on this on the stanza. Sorry, that was really hard to say. Alright, so to wrap up the lesson, we'll be giving our personal opinion by answering the following question. Which of these 2 poems did you enjoy the most, and why? Be sure to provide your own personal opinion while also referencing the structure of the poem. Although Shakespeare's poem conveys a strong message, I enjoy Wordsworth because of its simplicity. He utilized simple language to tell a strong message of how children cope with death. He does this by purposely using a non-poetic voice, almost as if he was telling a story. However, the use of A-B clearly shows that it is a poem. Had it not had that rhyming scheme, I don't think it would sound so much like a poem. I thought it was very powerful how Wordsworth showed the innocence of the child. You run about, my little maid, your limbs they are alive. 33 to 34. While during the entire poem, he's basically talking about death with her. So I thought it was really interesting how he contrasted it and made it really kind of eerie and different. I thought that was great. So that is basically my lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for your time.